can't believe, but we're turning 10 at Real Vision this September. I can't believe it's a whole decade of democratizing the very best financial intelligence and building this kind of super community of finance, including the super platform of finance. And to celebrate, we're throwing a virtual party on September 27th at 12 p.m. and you are on the guest list. It's free to join, so don't miss out. If you're not a member, you can sign up at realvision.com/free. We've also got a trade ideas competition where you can flex your market smarts, plus some exclusive limited birthday merch and much more planned for September. It's going to be a lot of fun. So sign up, realvision.com/free, and we'll see you at the party, September 27th at 12 p.m. That's realvision.com/free.
Hey everyone, I'm back. I survived Africa and I'm back in time for the Real Vision 10th anniversary celebrations. I can't fucking believe it's been 10 years since we started Real Vision. It's not been an easy journey, but my God, we've changed a few lives en route. I've given me grey hair and wrinkles as well, but what a fabulous journey it's been. We'll talk a bit about that in a bit. But firstly, as ever, I'm here to educate you guys about culture. I know I have to ram the point home, but you are Philistines, and I need to bring you up to par with where you should be as a civilized human. And so today, the drinks we've got is a corpinet, which is like a fancy carver. It's called Gramona La Cuvée. It's like as good as you get in Spain. It's incredible stuff. I know I use Spain a lot. I didn't have time to pop out to buy something different to show you. But this, I don't know if you'll ever find it. It's not that easy to find. This is the Gramona, which is my favorite producer in all of Spain for cava and corpinet. La Cuvée 2019. So it's got a bit of age on it. And it's I've got it in a white wine glass today, just to let it breathe and open up. And it's got fabulous aroma, slightly toasty and nutty, bit of buttery, but clean, fresh on the palate with really nice bubbles. And delicious. It's fresh. It's it's hot as balls here in the Cayman Islands. So I didn't want to drink a red wine because it just doesn't suit this weather. But a nice glass of cava goes perfectly. And obviously, you at home in the United States, so enjoy your Bud Lights. You can put it in a fancy glass if you like, make you feel special with your Doritos. I hope you're enjoying that. However, and going back to my favorite, which is the toasted pumpkin seeds. So these are green pumpkin seeds you buy from the supermarket, organic ones. And this time I just gently toasted them in a pan, not too hot. If not, they burn too quickly without getting that crunch through them. Drizzle of olive oil. This time I used a organic extra virgin from Italy, just because it gives it a nice olive oil flavor. Again, I actually prefer Spanish olive oil, but all of you Americans and others think Italy's the bee's knees. So I'll give you that one. So you've got that. And then always the gracious salt on earth, Malden. Just sprinkle that on top. Gives it a nice crunchy, little bit of olive oil, but the depth of flavor of the nuts, real umami-ness, which is really nice. And to celebrate my trip from Africa, I brought back from Zambia itself, biltong. Now, biltong is a cured beef or game. You can have everything from ostrich to exotic, gazelle and stuff. This is just beef, and it's cured, and it's fabulous. It's like their version of ham. South Africans, Zimbabweans, Zambia, all of Southern Africa make this. It's a superbly flavored meat, and because I put on a bit of weight while I was on my trip, I'm trying to be keto, so this is all keto. This is, champagne is the lowest carbohydrate of all of the wines, only after spirits, which have no carbs in, and everything else is basically protein. So that's my stick for today. Obviously, those of you follow along with your wines, put it in the comments section what wine you're drinking today, what snacks you're having with it. If you're not having snacks, you can basically fuck off because you're not worthy of this channel. On the Real Vision platform as well, make sure you tell us. We've obviously got wine threads and stuff like that going on the platform as well. So talk to us about the wines because we actually love wine. And I think you guys know I just joined the board of Club de Vin, which is this idea of tokenizing the wine industry, not only as a consumer of wine, where you can just take a snapshot of the wine itself and it tokenizes it and explains when it's open, tells the grower that you've done that, but also there's a whole bunch of logistics and stuff. But you guys all know about that, so that's really cool. But I love wine. Wine is history, wine is culture, wine is the history of humanity. It's one of the oldest alcoholic drinks of all. I think beer is slightly older, and it's what gets humans together. So talking about humans together, I just got back from 3 weeks in Africa, and it was fucking amazing. Look, I've traveled a lot. I've been to, I don't know, 120 odd countries, maybe. Zambia is in my top 5. It is an amazing country. When you're in Lusaka, the capital, you go to the supermarket because we were loading up the Land Cruisers and Hiluxes with food for our trip. It's like super first world, really nice, amazing supermarkets, everything you'd ever want. You're on beautiful roads, dirt tracks, huts, tribal people, no people, nothing but wildlife. Extraordinary. And I'm going to show you some photos. These are it's actually, I'm sharing it off my WhatsApp because I sent it to a mate who was asking questions. Let's see if I can find it one sec. So yeah, a mate was asking me this morning, he's like, I need to see some pictures. So I just put some of these pictures together. I thought, oh, I might as well share them with you guys. So here we go. Here's some pictures of my trip in Zambia. This was our first campsite. I mean, this is the Luangwa River, which is like the Zambezi, one of the great African rivers. It's dry season, so it's drying out, brings the animals in at night. And we're camping, sleeping on the tents of our cars. This is my Toyota Hilux that I rented with all of the kind of camping kit in it. You sleep on tents on the roof, and that was the wild campsite we were in. This was the most civilized we were. A few animals. Here's a leopard in a tree that we saw as we're going. This is at night where we were camping. Bloody elephants out there. Incredible sunsets. I mean, Africa has the best sunsets on earth. Another beautiful sunset at that first campsite. More sunsets. There's the tents on the roof. That's how we slept. Yeah, I was terrified of leopards coming to attack us at night. The worst one we got was actually woken up at 4 a.m. by this end of the world sound. I can't describe it. It was like something from a horror movie where there's a supermassive black hole into another alternative universe. It was this like sounds like, what the fuck is that? I woke up, it's lions fighting with hippos like 20, 30 meters from our tents. And we're like, oh my God, we are going to die. I mean, utterly terrifying when you're that wild. And we were 200 kilometers from the nearest person. We were utterly in the wilds. And those tents don't feel very safe when you think you've got a huge pride of lions beneath you or a leopard, and leopards climb trees. So there's some of the stuff cooking over fire. Hippos coming straight through. Hippos, hilarious creatures, really lovely, obviously incredibly dangerous, but they also have this kind of growl chuckle thing that they do, and they just piss around in the water all day, lolling about, having the great old time. Hippos are just cool. There was a hippo, one of the campsites, just hang around smiling all day in this little mud pool, very happy. But at night, if you come across a hippo between him and his waterhole, he will kill you. There's a lot of hippos at sunset in the Luangwa, tons of hippos, and the thing is infested by hippos and crocs, like the Zambezi is. I mean, you can't go 10 meters from the water because of the crocodiles or the hippos. It's super dangerous. It's my wife Anoush with some kids when we stopped and pulled out a truck who got stuck in the sand trying to cross a dry riverbed. So we were entertaining the kids. Here we are again on the dry riverbed. This is what the country looks like once you get further out into the bush. I mean, it's super wild. So you've gone from first class supermarkets to now you've got mud huts with cane roofs or thatch roofs. Amazing. That's me and my wife out, and now we're super wild. She's now sitting on a skull of a hippo. When we crossed into northern Luangwa, we had to cross one of these ridiculous African bridges. So this is just sticks of Mapani wood laid on the riverbed. You drive your Land Cruiser across, or your Hilux. Well, I was in a Hilux, and it's really rickety. The whole thing's shaking. It's like utterly terrifying. Then you have to drive it on top of these oil barrels, and then the guys pull you across the remainder of the river. If anything goes wrong, crocs and hippos will kill you. It's an extraordinary thing. And it's at that point that we were in the super wilds, an amazing part of Zambia and Africa itself. I mean, just incredible. That's full of hippos. There's us on the other side now, getting some sun at sunset. There's some of the guys I travel with. There's two friends of mine from Cayman and their fathers. Two are from Zimbabwe, two are from South Africa. So they kind of knew the bush, grew up there. Super lovely. That's, I don't know, some incredibly handsome bloke, looking like Lawrence of Arabia. And that's my wife, who's actually quite beautiful. And again, that's where we're camping. The riverbed beneath us, not a single person around. The starry night skies, just extraordinary. It's so special to be alive. As you can see, I mean, that's our campsite. This was the most wild campsite. It was, at night, you couldn't actually go to the loo. There was a long drop toilet kind of off picture here, maybe 30 meters, 50 meters away. You couldn't go there at night because it's too dangerous, because we're surrounded by lion grass, and there was lions at night because they woke us up, and hyenas and leopards and elephants and hippos and crocodiles and everything else. So you have to pee in a bottle at night, which is not great, but you have to get used to it. And in the evenings when you're around the campfire, you're permanently turning around, just checking with the torches. I mean, Dion, the friend of mine who kind of led the expedition, I mean, he came out of his tent when he was in Maniples in Zimbabwe, came out backwards, turned behind him, and there is a male lion 3 feet from him. This is the wild world. This ain't your safari park or your zoo. This is the real wild. These are elephants just popping by our tents, going down to the waterhole. You can see how completely remote this is. So, and there's the guys we're with. I love JS's t-shirt, typical South African high. I don't care, thanks. Now, unfortunately, Doug and Dion, the two on the right, Doug being his dad, and Dion, who was leading the trip, I've just got a WhatsApp message that they're both in hospital in Zimbabwe with sleeping sickness from tsetse fly, which is very rare, but they've both got it. So we're going to go and have to have tests now to make sure we haven't got it. It can be fatal, and they're in hospital trying to get the medicines to the hospital in Zimbabwe. So it's actually a bit concerning. It's all part of this kind of trip, but just wish those two guys well, because this is what happens when you get out in the super wilds. Lions and hippos, just hanging out as they do, or unless they're fighting around your tent at 4 o'clock in the morning. More sunsets. Oh, a leopard under our car. Well, not our car, somebody else's car. We were actually on a more formalized safari at this point. Well, in somebody else's safari trucks, and a leopard was using our trucks to hunt by, which is super amazing. You just look out and there's the leopard beneath your truck. Anyway, that's enough of my holiday photographs. I just wanted to show you what I think is the most important thing in the world, which is travel and experiences. Travel and experiences is what make us as humans. It makes us understand each other. It makes us really appreciate what nature is all about and what this planet is all about, and how amazing it is, and why we need to look after it and cherish it, because what an incredible place. And Zambia, top 5 countries. Now, you'll ask me, what are your top countries, Raoul? If you're a pussy and you want an easy life, Spain. Fantastic. Yes, it's better than Italy. Sorry to tell you that, and definitely better than France. Spain, amazing country. You've got Atlantic coast, Mediterranean coast. You've got this Sierra Nevada and the Pyrenees mountain ranges. You've got desert. You've got more World Heritage sites than you can shake a stick at, and the best food in the world. Amazing country, easy to travel around, spectacular. India, next easiest one is Morocco. Love Morocco. Atlantic, Mediterranean, deserts, 2 mountain ranges, incredible culture, incredible architecture, everything about it. Amazing place. In fact, Anush and I got married in Morocco. Amazing. Marrakesh, what a city. India, India's not for the faint-hearted. India is a world's turned up to 11. So if 10 is the maximum, India's 11. It's ... than everywhere else in the world. It's hotter, drier, richer, poorer, dirtier, more spectacular, everything than anything in the world. And that's India for you. It's kind of overwhelming. If you're not in tears at some point on your trip to India, you're not doing it right. And Zambia's up there as well, and probably Japan. So anyway, that's my travel stuff. Travel is as important to me as wine. In fact, maybe actually more so. It's delicious. And you get to try food. The culture of humanity is the trading of food. Tomato, like chilies that you know from Southeast Asia or India, well, they came via Vasco da Gama and the Portuguese to India and spread throughout Asia from Mexico. Same with the potato that came from the Andes, brought by the Spanish and put around the world. We get corn from South America. We get cilantro or coriander from India, ends up elsewhere in the world. Rice, all of these things, tomatoes, from one part of the world to the other. It's the history of humanity. It's history of trade. It's actually economics. And anyway, I love this shit. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all of this. I will be answering questions later on the Real Vision platform. I'll be here on YouTube as well, and the Real Vision platform. I'll only answer questions posted on the Real Vision platform. Please, if you're watching this, just go to realvision.com, sign up, and then you can ask questions. And there's a whole bunch more about to happen there as well. So you really do need to get that free subscription. So I'm going to wait 1 second, pour myself a drink while you pop across to realvision.com. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't signed up to Real Vision, I'm not interested in talking to you. Well, I am, but I'd actually rather you went across because there's some cool stuff about to happen as well. I'm just refreshing the old copy net. Have a little snack while you're going to realvision.com, popping in your email. So I will wait. So nothing was going to happen until you do that. Have you done it yet? I'll give you 2 more minutes. Well, 30 seconds. Oh, that biltong, incredible. Right. Let's fucking go. Markets. FOMC, blah, 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 50 basis points, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. Markets are always unreadable around events like this. You need a day or two to settle down. I've been saying this for a long time. Inflation is falling. Rates were at 5.5%, they're now at 5%. Inflation, headline inflation's at 2.5%. Half the people on the internet is like, oh my God, inflation's so high, it's 2.5% and it's falling. In fact, I'm going to show you a chart. Nick, I'm just going to share a chart, which is it's the easiest chart in the world. This is the chart of CPI versus the large outbursts of inflation, the 5 largest from the 1940s and 1980s. This Mount Fuji pattern is so consistent, yet everybody bleats, oh, well, if they cut rates, they're going to bring inflation back. No, they're not. They never have. Inflation will come at the end of the cycle. This is so normal. Inflation is going to keep falling. It'll be below 2%. And guess what? I think rates are coming below 2%, and people don't understand this yet. And so I think rates will continue to be cut. The market doesn't understand this. Rates are part of financial conditions that should continue to improve. In fact, do I have a financial conditions chart on? I've stolen Julian's charts from our Exponential Age Asset Management investment committee meeting this morning. That one's basically the rate of change of interest rates versus the ISM survey. Don't tell Julian I'm doing this. He'll get pissed off because I'm using his charts. But our GMI model, it shows that ISM, the business cycle is all about to pick up. All the talk about recession and everything is just utter nonsense. We've actually got economic growth signposted everywhere whilst inflation is falling. So that's the big story. So the Fed, blah, 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 blah. But generally speaking, risk assets should be doing really well. And risk assets are doing really well because guess what? As I've talked about, bleated about, explained to you in the Everything Code is global liquidity. This is the time they have to roll the debts. Global liquidity is going to go up. And hey presto, it's going up just like it did every other time. So that's global M2. We can use GMI weekly global liquidity, which is just central bank orientated, less exciting yet. When we get to the Chinese, their assets, their balance sheet in white, that's cyclical. It will continue to grow. They will probably do a lot of quantitative easing. But generally speaking, overall, the GMI total liquidity index breaking out. Now, again, you people are watching this on YouTube, getting everything for free, drinking probably a Bud Light, probably eating Doritos, while the people on Real Vision are probably drinking champagne and eating toasted almonds from Valencia. This work that Julian does and I do is actually available for members on Real Vision. And if those of you who are on Real Vision watching this on the free, we love you. But honestly, and I'll talk about this in a bit, I can really help you. Julian can really help you to nail this cycle. The macro investing tool is part of the subscription. Please take the opportunity to use it. It will change your life when it comes to this kind of stuff. So just to show why it matters, this is the banana zone. I posted this on Twitter. Global M2, 10-week lead over Bitcoin. Do you need anything better than that? Oh, wait, I can give you something better than that. I can give you the GMI total liquidity, which is both private sector and state sector liquidity versus Bitcoin. It says the banana zone is here. That's the only thing I can think of, is that everything I look at says the banana zone is here. Bitcoin seasonality, election years, October, up only. Right? And these are big moves. Same in the Russell 2000. You know, I'm not going to go through all of Julian's charts because that's unfair, and we're going to do it to the Real Vision RVIP group tomorrow. We've got an AMA there where we're going to really dig in to some of our stuff. Here's Bitcoin last year versus this year. I mean, really? And this is La La Land ETH last year versus this year. So, oh, and by the way, that's the straightforward Bitcoin pattern. I mean, everything I look at, every single thing shouts the banana zone. Now, I'm wearing my banana zone t-shirt because I think it's coming. I think it's coming in days or maybe a week. And before I said, well, maybe it's next month, maybe it's the month after, maybe it's this week, I don't know. I'm like, no. Julian and I in Global Macro Investor, which is the flagship research service. And if you haven't checked it out, go to globalmacroinvestor.com, have a look, see what we do from there. That's where we do the deep work. I think we do more macro crypto work than anybody else in the world. And I think our macro work is the best in the world as well. And we've done thousands of hours on this. And I know it sounds hubristic, but I honestly give this banana zone an 80-something% chance of happening almost immediately. Give it 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. And I know that sticking my neck out, I'm wearing my banana zone t-shirt, I'm trying not to jinx the thing. But, you know, as I've talked about, all of our hopes and dreams are in this. Mine too. Real Vision as a business. Almost everybody I speak to, you know, I've been on the phone with a few, you know, billionaire GMI subscribers, friends of mine. Everybody wants this to happen. Everyone needs this to happen because people are invested. Now, technology, there's a bunch of other ways of skinning this cat, but really people have been like this with high interest rates, a slow business cycle where ISM has been bumping along. And I know people like a lot of, you know, people on Twitter are like, oh, well, my God, the markets are all-time high. What's everybody complaining about? Speak to real fucking people. When their mortgages are like that, their interest payments are like that, their credit card bills are like that. Speak to corporations who are trying to borrow money that aren't kind of, you know, AAA rated tech companies that have no debt. You know, all of this stuff. It has been very, very difficult for a while. Rates have been the highest they have for a very long time. The rate of change of interest rates was enormous. Inflation is now wildly below interest rates. So real rates are ridiculously restrictive. And people feel it. People are not happy. People don't have personal expenditure abilities to do what they want, but it's coming. It's coming. The business cycle's changing. So all of you who run businesses, all of you who see the sluggishness of the cycle and wonder why the equity market's going to all-time highs and your business isn't yet, it's all going to come. Things are going to improve dramatically. The equity market's driven by liquidity. Your earnings, yours and mine, are driven by the business cycle. And that is just about to pick up. So cheers. Here's to a much, much better 18 months ahead, both for your portfolio, for your personal lives, and everything else. So try it. You're going to have a go at me again for eating with my mouth open. But if I don't, I can't talk to you. And then you're sitting there thinking, why the fuck am I watching this when Raoul's just chewing his food? I'm going to be uncouth. I could do this as well, but that's ridiculous. So that's really the banana zone. The banana zone is here and now. The other thing I put out on X was about Sui. Sui is a crypto token that I'm on the foundation board of. So yes, I'm shilling it, but I'm actually not. I don't talk about stuff that I don't think is going to go up. I've been talking about this for a while. I've been warning people that I think Sui is going to be one of the chosen ones of the cycle. And it's starting to happen. I mean, it's broken out versus, again, we're actually going to put this out as some more analysis. I've written about it in Global Macro Investor. It'll probably be a trade idea of some form with a percentage weighting and a whole bunch of other stuff in Real Vision Pro Macro very, very soon. But basically, and Pro Macro is the kind of elite research service part of Real Vision. It's a fantastic service. It's going to give you all the information you need, and you'll get stuff like the macro investing tool and stuff like that. So do check that out if you haven't. I'm sure that the portfolio there is one of the best performing portfolios you'll have seen over time. The model portfolio for that, we've done pretty well with the trade recommendations on the Global Macro Investor side. So I'm pretty pleased with that. But Sui, it's outperforming pretty much everything now. And most importantly, it's outperforming Solana, which is my big bet. And Solana is, my chosen one. I have 90% of my net worth in Solana. But Sui, I've obviously been granted some tokens as being part of the foundation. They're locked up, etc. But I'm not going to sell. In fact, no, some of them are unlocked. I'm not going to sell. In fact, I've been buying personally because I think it's a chosen one. I think it's going to do really fucking well. Yes, there's a low free float, which everyone goes, oh my God, they're going to be dumping on you. But a lot of the unlock happened a few months ago. Really, it's now pretty phased and pretty low key. But in a bull market, in a really, really interesting protocol that has attention, a low free float means a smaller amount of money drives a larger price rise. The reverse can happen in a bear market too. So just beware, but we're in bull market times. One of what I like about Sui is what they're really trying to do is the team came out of Facebook or Meta, where they built the Libra project that was shut down by every government in the world. Not joking. They were literally told that they were not going to do this by everybody from the World Bank to the BIS to all the major central banks. And the team left. And they started, one group started Aptos, the other started Sui. They rebuilt the Move language they invented for this. And they built an incredibly sophisticated chain. But the point being is, it's really bloody fast. The latency of the chain is less than 1 second for finality, which is, if you think half the stuff, it's like minutes. The latency is fast enough for gaming, financial markets, that kind of stuff. They've just launching Walrus, which is a decentralized data storage layer using blobs that's built on top of the Sui network. So think of Filecoin, think of AWS, decentralized, but for a Web3 world. That's coming on top. There's a bunch of other applications. Pilotfish is coming, which is their version of FireDancer, which will give it kind of unlimited TPS. It's just a bloody interesting project. You may hate it. You may have something else you prefer. All I ask you to do is show to yourself, not to me, that your chart is going to outperform Solana. And then is it going to outperform Sui? Is it going to outperform? Yeah, that's the way to do things. And that's what got me into the Bitcoin ETH cross. That's what got me into the Solana, ETH Solana trade. And Sui, I've been flagging this for a while. I thought it was looking like the chart was going to do this. So it feels like it's one of the big ones. There'll be other stuff that will outperform Sui without question. Maybe it's your token. Maybe it's your, and I'm not going to mention, every time I mention a bunch of tokens, I get shouted at. So I just can't be bothered with you guys. But listen, I believe in abundance. And I wish you, in whatever your choices are, the best. It is not player versus player. I'm just trying to make as much money for myself and for my subscribers of Pro Macro and Global Macro Investor and the Macro Investing Tool, all the things that I do to try and help people and publicly. I share a lot of my information for free, pisses off some of the people who are paying tens of thousands of dollars for my research, but it's really important for me to help as many people in this journey as possible. If we're going through the largest opportunity in all macro history in the shortest period of time, I've got to take as many people as possible with me. If not, I'm fucking selfish. That's not why I set up Real Vision. It's not what I've been doing this. It's really important to me that you guys do the best. Now, I am not fallible. I'm not a guru. I will not get everything right. And you will probably hate me at some point and love me at other times. Just like I mentioned this a lot, just realize I'm just trying to do the best I can to help. I'm not trying to diss your coin. I'm not trying to do anything against you. I'm not trying to scam you, shill you, do anything. I am just doing what I'm doing myself. And I'm telling you what I'm doing. And if you don't want to do that, that's good too. If you want to come along with me for the ride, that's fine too. I don't have all the answers. I will not be the best in the world. Anyway, just wanted to tell you that because, I actually worry, and you guys know something. Nala is barking again. I don't know why. She's deaf. She can't hear anything. So she can't hear that she's barking. But yes, I mentioned this a lot, is this space is some of the most delightful, wonderful people. We're all in this together. We're all trying our best. And it's also just some awful, awful people who just want to just be spiteful about everything. And it's really tiresome when I work 14-hour days. I can do other stuff, but I don't. So anyway, Nala's not going to stop barking. So you're going to live with Nala as well as I have to. Okay, so talking of Real Vision, so Sui, I will write stuff in Global Macro Investor. We already have. I'll write some more. Real Vision Pro Macro, that's coming there. But I talked about the reason for starting Real Vision. We started in a village in Spain, ended up forming it in the Cayman Islands, but it was really about democratizing financial knowledge. Because back in 2014, you had no access to hedge fund managers online. You had no access to analysts and strategists. It was all behind a paywall. It was all behind the banks, and nobody going to shut. I'm going to go and kill them. Wait there. In fact, if you're not signed up to realvision.com, use this as an opportunity to sign up because I'm going to talk about some Real Vision stuff. So you go there, and I'm just going to quietly ask my aging deaf dog to shut the fuck up. This is Nala. Oh, you can't see her, but she is here. I've rescued her from barking at, we don't know who. Cats, a lizard, we're not sure. But Nala World is that. So you're now on realvision.com. You can now see it's quite a different experience. We've got all the cool shit going on realvision.com. But one of the coolest things that we do is we've been building out part of the platform. In fact, I'm going to share the platform. Let me just bring it up. Okay, so here's the Real Vision platform. Those of you on Real Vision, you know this all too well. With content that's trending, the chat sessions, the group chats, But what I want to talk about is the trade ideas. So here's some of the trade ideas on the right-hand side. So somebody's got WIF, Doge, Cardano, BTC, and there's a lot of crypto ideas. But really, when I go to the Knowledge Center and look at the trade ideas, there are thousands of trade ideas from members, of which we can sort by stuff like past returns. So Injective, that closed. Ilya Sipkin. We can find out actually what Ilya's got other trade ideas. He's got 3 trade ideas running, 2 killers, 1 closed in Pith, didn't do so well. The winning one is Oleg right now. He's only got 1 idea. Idea is the best performing on the platform. But look at these ideas. Incredible. So many cool ideas. So I spoke in the was it on YouTube or something else? Here's my Tesla idea. Somebody wrote it up, stuck it in here. You know, people have got comments written about it. Alexander put it in there. And these trade ideas are really interesting, but this is the start of where we're going. So I'll stop sharing my screen. No, in fact, what we've actually got going now for birthday month is a competition. It's a competition for trade ideas. And what we're doing is we're ranking trade ideas by best performers till the end of October. And these are only for Real Vision paid subscribers. You need to be in the plus tier and above to enter the trade ideas and to read all these trade ideas. The value is 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 members sharing ideas with each other. It means there's 40,000 ideas. You know, this is the network effects. And as we build out the functionality, it'll be even easier to sort. But this incredible power here within the Real Vision community as people share their trade ideas. So the competition is to just ramp that up a bit to show who's really good at this stuff. And if you see that leaderboard, you can see this is a mock-up because it's going to go live in the next, let's say by Monday or so, I'm not sure. And we'll have a leaderboard for this particular competition, but this will end up being a permanent feature. We'll have endless leaderboards and competitions, trading competitions. You'll be able to find each member, what their other ideas were, how good they are, you know, the kind of success rates that they have in their trades. You'll be able to message them directly on the platform. It's really going to start bringing stuff even further alive. And there's a bunch of prizes. If I look at some of the prizes, I'm trying to find out what the prizes are. We've got everything from as ever, I'm so disorganized. Let's look at Taryn's messages on Slack. We've got the top 3 best performing trade ideas and the top 3 best reasonings for a trade, because the reason behind a trade is really important because it's probability. So you may have the best reason in the world and have 75% odds, but the 25% happens and you don't win. Doesn't mean it's a bad trade as long as you have good risk management. It means you had a bloody good trade, it didn't work out, but your reasoning's good. So we want to judge people on reasoning as well. The prizes for the top 3 of each category are upgrades of the tiers or extensions if you're already pro all access. A winner will get a one-on-one session with me for an hour to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'll help you with your portfolio, talk them through ideas, stuff like that. Free membership extensions, a 6-month subscription to the Exponentialist, which is the research service I write with David Mattin. And you know what? I might throw in something else as well. There'll be plenty of merch around. But really, this is for you guys to cut your teeth in competing and to try and show what you can do for yourself and to flex a bit in the community. And it's to learn from each other. And what we want is using that spirit of competition, we want everybody to get better. So don't worry if you're lagging and not doing well. Look who's doing well. Some of them, a lot of the ones, will be lucky. They'll have got the right place, right time. Others will have really thought it through, but you will all learn from each other and you'll have some great ideas of which you can all trade yourself with. So I'm going to do a trade idea myself. So Nick, if you can show this, I'm going to add a trade idea that's already added in GMI and Real Vision Pro macro, but I haven't shared it with you guys. So here's my new trade idea. I want to buy Rocket Lab. So Rocket Lab is a publicly listed company that was a SPAC that is now a fully listed company, kind of Australia, US, New Zealand, US, that already is sending a lot of rockets into space. They're one of the world's leaders. It's a public company. Nobody really realizes they're there. The price action is a beautiful base pattern. It's around $7 right now. I think it's going to break out. I think the story of space, the story of satellite launches, the story of how we're going to use that network, as we've seen from Starlink, is only going to expand, and it's going to go exponential. These people are really, really good. Now, I'm not going to write up the full thing. I wrote it all up, in fact, in Global Macro Investor. I won't put the entry position because everyone's got a different entry size. Stop loss. Let me look at the chart on my Bloomberg. So Rocket Labs, I think there's still a gap down at 488. I'm going to say I really don't want it below 4. Now, I'm a long-term guy. I'm not a short-term trader. So that's a big downside. But where do I think this thing is going? From what I can understand of this thing, now, after it de-SPACed, it hit 25. I mean, really, I think this thing could easily hit 30 or so over 3 years. Now, I know this is a short-term trade. In fact, I'm going to short-term it because this is to the end of October and I want to try and win this competition. It's not the best timing to get in. So I'm going to say, I'm going to stop myself out, actually, if it gets to 575. Now, I've got taught to do this by when I was running a hedge fund. One of our investors said the best thing ever to do is actually to write your thesis down, write your stop losses, and hold yourself accountable. And I found it's a superpower. Entry point here, I think by October, I'm thinking $12. So that tells me I've got a 3-for-1 risk reward. What lets me trade my research in GMI? I would put charts and everything else in there, but I just want to save time. This is for the trade idea. I want to submit it to the competition. Save. There's a bunch of bananas and money, and hopefully I will win. We will see. Anyway, I'll stop sharing that, but that's the trade idea. It's there to A, be fun, B, teach you about how to become a better investor without necessarily putting your own capital on the line. You may put the capital on the line. 2, it's also just being able to learn from each other, as I said, comment on it, get engaged, be part of it. So what else is on my list of stuff we need to talk about? The birthday. So the Real Vision birthday is a big fucking deal. I have blood, sweated, and tears, as has the team. I mean, the people on the call, Paul, he's been around for ages. Nick, who runs all of our editing. Nick's been here since day one when we opened in New York. We've all worked really super hard to get to where we are today. And we want to celebrate that. So we've got a party going on. The party is, I need to read my notes here again. Next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. Next Friday, we've got a party. I'll be there. In fact, I think I'll be in Little Cayman, ready to write Global Macro Investor. So I'll be over in Little Cayman with a pool table behind me. There's a party there. We've got a bunch of special guests, whether it's Ovi and Mando, Miss Schneider, Tony Greer, blah, 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 blah. All sorts of fun stuff going on. I'll be hosting as much. We'll also be teasing, I'm teasing now a very big announcement about a big live event. I know we've surveyed you guys. We've got a big live event coming early next year where everybody can get together and have an utter blast. That's coming as well. So look forward to that. There'll be tons of merch giveaway. Now, merch. I mean, how cool is that? It's cool as shit. Go to the Real Vision merch store. Nick, can you pull up the Real Vision merch store? So when you're in Real Vision, you just click on the button on the left-hand side for the merch store. And as you scroll through, you've got everything from birthday merch to Banana Zone merch to Irresponsibly Long merch to all the cool stuff. I've got 3 or 4 hoodies. Don't fuck this up hoodies. I've got Banana Zone merch. I've got Real Vision regular merch. I've got special edition merches. I've got party merches, and they're really, really nice. So knock your socks off. Go there. And if we want to summon the banana, every one of you watching this should go and buy a Banana Zone t-shirt. And we can summon this thing together. It's the collective consciousness that will make the banana come. If you don't, it's never going to happen, and we're all going to be poor. So I'll just wait for a second while you just click on ordering your Banana Zone t-shirt. We don't actually make any fucking money out of it, so it's not about making money. It's just that they're cool, and I want you to summon the banana with me. I went all the way to Africa to the source of the Banana Zone for you fuckers, so it's about time you did something for me. 1, go and sign up to the Real Vision platform, realvision.com. And when you're there, click on the merch store on the left-hand side and order Banana Zone merch. Because if not, I'm going to blame it on you personally. I will hunt you down like a dog and say it's your fault we didn't get the Banana Zone because you weren't wearing the merch and you didn't channel the collective consciousness that was required to make this happen. If you want the end of humanity as part of your problem and blamed on you publicly, go for it. So I'll have my drink while you just log in for some merch, stick your credit card in, get it done. Not difficult, as you can see. We'll use Shopify before. You can bloody order merch. 10 seconds. Okay. So we're now all ready to summon the banana. Now, there's a bunch of you will be watching this tomorrow on YouTube. It still matters. That energy, that collective energy to summon the banana requires you to do it. Even in New Zealand, when you're on the arse end of the world, you must summon the banana. Just because it's your winter time doesn't matter. I'm not interested. Summon the banana and get your merch. And then post pictures of it on Twitter. The more Banana Zone merch we see, the more powerful the Banana Zone. It's in your hands. It's not my hands. It's not my Banana Zone. It's our Banana Zone. Right. That's enough of that shit. The other thing is about the trade ideas is there's a bunch of you who've now kindly just gone to realvision.com and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Look, I can use the AI and I can see this map of the world in the network section. I can see all the tens of thousands of members in every country in the world. And oh my God, look at the AI transcripts. And you're probably now thinking, my God, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. And you're dead wrong. Because you need to sign up to Plus. That's when you level up from information, which is all you're getting now, to knowledge. That's when you see the trade ideas of the members. That's when you get the trade ideas from our experts. That's when you get the education to make you feel like you understand what the fuck is going on. And you can pretend to your friends that you have been educated in how to invest, from the best technical analysts to how to build a portfolio. It's all there in the Plus tier. Just drop down, left-hand side, education, knock your socks off, all part of your subscription. The trade ideas, the larger use of the AI, the note-taking abilities, all of that is ramped up for you guys. And that's when you go to knowledge. That's when you turn the information you see on Real Vision into something much deeper. And as part of our 10-year anniversary, we've got a special discount for that because I want you to go there. If the Banana Zone is happening, which I've told you about, you need as much fucking information as you can. You need as much help. You want to focus. You want to zone in. And it's $99 for 3 months. So please go and do that. The $99 for 3 months is the most important thing you can do. I'm actually not sure. Let me see if I've got a link for that offer. Yeah, realvision.com/10. the number 10 for our anniversary. Do that. Sign up for that. If you are watching this on the platform and you're not a Plus member, honestly, don't fuck this up. And how to unfuck your future is the reason why we built the Plus tier and the Pro tiers. The Pro tiers is all about wisdom. The Plus tiers is about knowledge. It'll give you that confidence, that understanding, that knowledge, and that comfort to take the risk that you need in the most intelligent way to capture the opportunity set that lies ahead. Everybody needs to be around like-minded people, and everybody needs support and advice and help. That's what it's there for. realvision.com/10, $99 for 3 months. Just please do me the favor, sign up. If I've helped you in any way, if I've ever generated more than $100 for you in my entire 10 years of being on Twitter and YouTube, then I'd appreciate if you sign up for Real Vision and also buy some merch and tell people about it. Because I've worked 10 years for this, and I know I've taken millions of people down the journey, and payback is good too. Because, I want our teams who work so hard to feel like they can say, I get it because I get the comments on Twitter and LinkedIn and everything else. But I want them to see, I want to see people on the platform. I want to see you guys engaging because we've helped you. And that's what Real Vision has been about, democratization, helping people. I get stopped around the world by so many people saying thank you. Thank the team. Thank the people who produce the content all the time. Thank the engineers, the product managers, the marketing people who work tirelessly by signing up for realvision.com and then taking the $99 journey to celebrate with us our 10-year journey. So that's it. The next thing is the questions. I've already gone for an hour and I haven't done any questions, but there was a lot to go through and I've been away and blah, 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 blah. Remember, there's also a big fucking event coming, and you will know about that very soon. So start saving your pennies for that because it's going to be amazing as shit. Those of you who were at the Cayman Experience a few years ago, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So more to come on that. Taryn in marketing told me I couldn't say anything about it. I've now said too much, but that's me. Right. So we're now running wildly over. Luckily, Anusha's out, so I'm just going to pour myself another glass. Because I don't have to deal with being shit-faced for dinner because she's not here. She's out. Right. I'm going to start in the chat first. I'm so far behind. Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of messages. So we're not going to do all of these. Godwin Tamale. Hey, Raoul, this is Godwin from Uganda. I've never been to Uganda. I'm desperate to go. I've heard amazing things. My question about Bitcoin being a risk-on asset was listen to the bankless, the blah, blah, blah. It's a bad narrative. Okay, what is Bitcoin as an asset? It is a risk-on asset driven by liquidity, but it's a defensive asset because it works against the debasement of currency. That's really what it is. Godwin, I've given you the thing on Sui, and one day I will see you in Uganda because I'm desperate to go. Nala, sorry. Nala's now asking for snacks. I can't give you snacks. I'm actually on camera. I know. It's Nala world and I live in it, but I can't help you. Raymond Blast, hope you had a great vacation, Raoul. I was wondering what caught your attention of alts breaking out against Sol via charts? Near, Sui, Casper, to name a few. What others have caught your eye? As I've said, I've focused on Sui because it's broken out versus Casper, Near, and everything else. So that's been my thing. Shafiq talking about Sui as well. David Kirsch, Raoul, wondering what's your take on Berkshire Hathaway moving so heavily into cash lately? I don't know. I don't even follow Berkshire Hathaway. Sorry, I say that flippantly. I just don't follow it. I'm not a Buffett groupie. I just don't think he really adds as much value as people think. Not in recent decades. Nick Bratejo. Can't pronounce it, Nick. I'm sorry. Hi, Raoul. Thanks for doing these AMAs. No problem at all. And I thank you for being on the platform, which is where I'm answering these questions from, not YouTube. On YouTube, if you're there, I do want you to tell me if you think the banana zone is coming. And in the comment section, tell me, is it 1, 2, 3, or 4 weeks away or longer? So it's kind of, is it within the next 4 weeks or more? So banana zone, yes or no? How long does it take to arrive? Put it in the comment section on YouTube, on the platform. We talked about the wine selections and stuff like that. That's always good. Nick, with crypto being all of your liquid net worth, how do you manage your personal crypto holdings? Like how many wallets do you use, multi-sig, etc.? I hold some on exchanges. I hold a few ledgers, of which I don't have them at my house. Some liquid stuff I have at my house. And then I'm opening an account in Switzerland with Signum as a multi-sig storage as well. And I have a bunch of other stuff. So I don't really like to talk about security that much. But yes, I spend a lot of time on it. So I don't just leave a ledger lying around or just leave it on my Phantom wallet. I have some shit on my Phantom wallet, like a few grand or something. Ravenda, did you bring us bananas from Africa? Yes. The baboons, actually, I spoke to the baboon tribe in the Luangwa, northern Zambia, and they said, if you can get the collective conscious to think about bananas, and by that, I think buy Banana Zone t-shirts, the Banana Zone will arrive. And I had extreme danger. I mean, you have no fucking idea what was going on when you got lions attacking hippos and elephants breaking trees at the same time outside your tent for you guys to get the fucking Banana Zone. I'm sure I won't get a word of gratitude either. And that's fine. I risked my life. 2 of our friends are in hospital with sleeping sickness from tsetse flies to bring the Banana Zone home. Buy the t-shirt, summon the banana. Okay, next question. I'm gonna have to fling around. Jonathan Paget, welcome back, Raoul. I'm calling bluff on Powell being data dependent. Overall trend is easing. He'll play dumb when CPI begins to pick up next year. Shouldn't pick up till later next year. And headline will pick up first and core will be lagging. You know, we've gone through all of this. Are we seeing any movement in the TGA yet? No, that will be later after the election. And it won't be empty by the end of the year, it'll be emptied over next year. So basically, there is more liquidity to come. Stephen Friedman, have a glass of Old Vine Zinfandel ready to go, some salted cashews and macadamias. Great. Sounds like that's African. Zinfandel, macadamias, maybe even South Africa, in which case, cheers, maybe not. Sui, Solana, Solana. Love them both. Keep going. Anna Terra. Hi, Ralph from Portugal. Pleasure to be here. Anna, love Portugal. Beautiful place. Spent a bit of time there recently. I've been a Spanophile, obviously, but Portugal is gorgeous. Had some nice wines from there, some amazing food there, and what a stunning coastline. Water's a bit cold for me, however. Nick Carrere, good evening. We'll all be starting shortly. Thank you. That's Nick who's editing this. So that shows how far behind. I'm going to have to keep scrolling through. I'm so sorry. This got caught away with me. Scott Ludes, this was at 5:32. This is half an hour ago. I'm so sorry. What chart should a Philistine that doesn't have a Bloomberg terminal watch? Sounds like your home screen is the ISM and the SESI. It's really simple. Subscribe to Real Vision Plus and Macro Investing Tool. Julian Bittle will give you everything you ever needed and make you sound like a genius in front of your friends at cocktail parties. So honestly, Real Vision Plus, the Macro Investing Tool, is a fucking amazing product. It's my 35 years of business cycle investing, and Julian's 15 years or so. I mean, and he's literally the best in the world at it. Blah 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 blah. Marcus Hibbard, put your hot wife on. Laugh out loud. My hot wife has gone out for dinner with friends. Hot wife's also climbing Everest in April, by the way. She's fucking amazing. Robert Curry, hello from the UK. Hey, Robert, you're up late. Gregory Antonetti, if you were limited in your liquidity, would you choose Sui over Solana? Well, I've talked a bit about this. No, I would not, because it's inherently riskier. It's early stage, less adoption, less proven. So, yes, you can allocate to it like anything you want, but Solana's a much easier bet, and you're less likely to lose money. So, I would just be cautious. Timothy Aldin, will you tip us off when you dump Sue? What question is that? Yeah, I don't move markets. B, my size is not enough to make any difference to anybody. And B and C, if you are a pro macro or even better global macro investor subscriber, oh yeah, you'll get my entry levels and my exit levels and my recorded track record for the last 20 years. Actually, GMI's got, without question, the best track record of any research service, I think, in history, over a 20-year period, which I'm fucking cannot believe. I've had some shit years in that too, but the track record is ridiculous, which I'm really, 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 really proud of. But my God, I've got grey hair to prove it. Justin, if the Treasury keeps issuing more and more short-term debt, could that affect the length of the cycle? I don't, I actually don't know, Justin. I'm not sure. It's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it just means that it drains the reverse repo. And then once the reverse repo's gone, they'll have to end QT and go to QE. So probably not. But I also do think that they have been using the short end, draining the repo, and eventually will roll once rates are down 2%. They'll roll the 4-year debt forwards at lower rates. I think that's the game. Steve Friedman, what platform can we buy Sui here in Philistine land? Coinbase, Kraken, anywhere. It's a big fucking token. It's like 2.5 billion or 3 billion market cap, or fully diluted is like 9 or something. David Atch, I use 20 to 30 different chains. Wow, you are a fucking DJ. I love you. Sui blows all the other chains away in speed, performance, and tech. Anyone doubts it, spend $5 on it and see for yourself. I appreciate that, David. Just, because people just think I'm just promoting stuff because I'm on the board and I'm going to get paid and blah, blah, blah. All that utter bullshit. So thank you for giving us a honest opinion. Anna Ann Chin, appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you, Anne. Great t-shirt. Gregory Antonetti, who hurts you, Raoul? It's I presume that was about what happens online. It's like I'm so tired of, all I'm trying to do is help people, and I get really tired of reply guys and, oh my God, he bought ETH at the highs without realizing that I'm still up 1100% in ETH or whatever the number is. And it was call options. And then people accusing me of Terra Luna, which was utter bullshit. I've got recorded track record of everything I've recommended. And it just attacks after attacks, and he's shilling, he's scamming. And I'm so transparent. I've been in this far too long. I don't fucking need the money to shill and scam. I'm just trying to help people. So that what hurts me. Gaz, we can't hear Nala. I'm trying to see if I can. Don't want to fuck up my camera. She is. Oh, you can just see the top of her head there, possibly. There. She's always around me. Little Nalsy is getting old now. We lost a sister earlier in the year, and so she's like my little shadow these days. Just push that. Oh, push that down. Sorry. Just I'm going to get shouted at by Nick if I don't get this right. And Nick is he's a authoritarian dictator, so I need to be careful of him. And Chin, maybe I'm talking very short term, but why is Solana underperforming recently? We asked this question today at the Exponential Age Asset Management Investment Committee meeting, and really it's the unlocks. The people who bought some of the FTX estate, some of the stuff is getting unlocked, so people are seeking liquidity in some of that. So I think it's more temporary than anything else. I think I still got my camera too high. Probably still is now, but I've given up. Noel, can't hear Noel. You're good. Marcus Hibbard, go unfuck your shit. Thank you. The best way of unfucking your shit is actually joining Real Vision Plus for $99 for 3 months. I keep asking you to do it. I can't lead a horse to water. I'm trying to give you every tool you've got, from education to networking to incredible trade ideas to everything. It's all there for you. You just need to take it and not be lazy and think the world will save you otherwise. We all save ourselves together, unfucking our future. Rich Lovelock, are we expecting an almighty flush out dump before banana? I'm not. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I think we've had enough bloody ups and downs. It's banana time. That's what I'm going to say. It's banana time. Norm, trying to learn from everyone this. Prayers for your friends in South Africa. Yeah, I need to go and message my mate who runs the hospital here to find out, because we need to get tested as well. They've like the doctors in Zimbabwe, like, all your friends need to be tested. It's fatal if you're not careful, if you don't get it early enough. So yeah. Capstone Group. We can attest that Raoul, from a macro investing perspective at least, has been on point more than the talking heads on TV. I don't know if that's a plus point, but I'll take any victory I can. By the way, I've just found this on my desk. Talking of banana zones, Julian Bittle tried to ship this to the Cayman Islands. It got shipped back again. He then had to bring it to Spain. It's a banana, man. This is to summon the banana. We are all doing what we can. This banana man went from London to the Cayman Islands, got stopped in customs, got sent back to London, then went to Mallorca, came to me, and I brought it to Cayman. That is what it takes to summon the banana zone. Anon, do you have what it takes? You need to summon the banana. Okay, more questions. We're now 15 minutes over. Timothy Alden, it was behind a paywall. Dude, I love you, but do you got some substantial paywalls? I know what you're talking about, but mate, I've got staff to pay. So really, I don't care whether you want content for free. People are going to make some money. And we've got shareholders too. Oddly enough, they don't want us to give away everything for free. It's weird, that, isn't it? Communism, flavor of the day, not here at Real Vision. But we do want to help people. Rob LFG, congrats on the success of RV. Takes guts and serious work ethic to pull this off. Yeah, it does. A lot of fuck ups as well, a lot of learnings. But yeah, it's been a lot of work and it's taken a lot of guts. I'm the only co-founder left. They've all fucked off. Love the economics data tab from Rob, where you pull in all the macro data. Yeah, on the platform as well. The data center has all the data you need. You can do all the charting you need. All of the financial data is all there on the platform. Most of you guys haven't checked it out because you think it's all about video. You haven't got a fucking clue. It's much more than video. In fact, if we go to where we're going, video shouldn't even matter. Here's a fabulous one. GVAN, September 18th, 2004, 50 basis point rate cut. September 18th, 2007, 50 basis point rate cut. Da, da, da. The market's going to collapse. At that point, the business cycle was at the peak and falling. Inflation was at the peak. This inflation has been falling and the business cycle is at the bottom. It's just like, this is banana stuff. Please don't fall for this overly dramatic, the world is going to fall. You will only go to the poorhouse if you listen to doomsters. Do you listen to doomsters at the peak of the business cycle when it's starting to lower? Then you dial up that dial. If not, tune the fuckers out. They will lose you more money than anybody. It's so damn alluring. Here's inflation. The moment they cut, the 70s is coming back again. Tell them to fuck off. Every time they show, here's Cisco versus Nvidia, it's all about tell them to fuck off. They don't know what they're talking about. Cisco, earnings versus price. Nvidia, price earnings on a forward basis is cheaper than bloody Costco. It's like these people are there to sell stuff based on fear. And they make it sound smart. Please don't do that. I have been part of that. I didn't do it to sell stuff, but I had that lens. I've learned a secular trend, crypto, macro, so crypto tech. It's so easy. Follow that trend. Tomorrow's going to be more digital than today. Rich Lovelock, SUI and global liquidity are almost identical pattern. Of course they are. Everything is. God, there's a lot of SUI stuff. I've kicked that off. I didn't really mean to kick that all off. I tend to just talk out loud quite a bit, just to, because I like thinking out loud and I like the feedback. I mean, the Cayman Islands, Nala doesn't give a shit. My wife doesn't care about SUI versus Solana. So I tend to talk about this stuff and suddenly it becomes a thing. But, you know, Michael Minnie, thank you, Raoul. Bought a stake in Rocket Lab based on the last information in the MIT report. Yeah, Rocket Lab, really interested. Quentin Baumgardner, love Rocket Labs, been selling puts under the market, using the income to stack spot shares, slow and steady. Quentin, Michael, write the fucking thing up in the trade ideas or in the notes section, please. This is a really interesting multi-year trade. And I want you guys to write it up because I think people should learn from this. I think it's a really good trade. I really do. Rocket Lab fans need to watch the space, the HBO documentary Wild Wild Space. I don't have HBO. I need to do it. And it's putting bloody a VPN on my Apple. And it's just a pain in the ass. If you win, can I meet with you for 1 hour? If I win, Anne Chin. If I win, can Anne meet with? Sure, Anne, we'll go for it. I don't think I'll win. Ralph Humphrey. Hey, Ralph. Noel, we summon the banana. Buy t-shirts, you fuckers, Matthew Moon. Summon the banana. Timothy Harris, waiting for the banana t-shirt orders. Yes, Timothy, order your fucking banana. If we don't summon the banana with a collective consciousness, we don't have the power. The Real Vision community will power the banana. Just joined RV and a chilled aged glass of cava appeared immediately. That's what happens when you join RV and suddenly out of nowhere comes a chilled glass of cava, maybe some olives, some toasted almonds, because that's the world we live in Real Vision. It's kind of a refined, civilized, but humorous, down-to-earth place. Jesus, I've drunk over half the bottle now. What proof is that Spanish bubbly? Great question, Todd. It is, as all method champenoise are, it's 12%. That's why I like method champenoise champagne cava, is you can't fuck around with it. Right, I'm going to my last questions. I'm sorry. Deepart brought a banana t-shirt. We'll get you your t-shirt photo from New Zealand. Love it. I don't know how we deliver those or how the distributors deliver them from New Zealand. Excited. Okay, I'm going to go to the last question in the chat just because. Dennis, ordered my banana shirt. Good man. And sign up for Real Vision Plus. If you haven't done that, then you're just going to be sitting there in your banana shirt and you don't even understand what the banana zone is or all of the work that Julian Bittle and myself have put into that. So do that. Robert Kaufman, comment of the evening, ignore the doomers. Yes, please. Somebody keeps putting serve. Christian Guidi, serve. I don't know. I presume it's a token I've never heard of. I hope it works out for you. Raoul, do you have any surfing in the Cayman Islands? I am the least coordinated person in the world. It's like Bambi on ice. So to put me on a surfboard is a fucking disaster. I used to kite surf, not kite surf, um, windsurf badly. I do ski, okay. Surfing, no. There is a bit of surfing, um, not great. Kiting's probably better. GH, today is 153 days since the Bitcoin halving. The banana zone has occurred around 160 days after halving previous cycles. To my point, soon come. Oh, great question. Yoke knows 8. What are your thoughts on the new jungle track? Let's go back. I saved it. I haven't bloody listened to it yet. I need to go back to it and listen to it. Thank you. I'm going to do that right now because I absolutely love jungle. They're just the coolest band. And this is not jungle, the UK dance music style, which is cool too. It is a UK kind of groovy, disco, funky, soul, just amazing group, jungle. So I'm going to go and do that now. Listen, everybody, thank you. I'm sorry I've rambled on, drunk too much kava, eaten all of my snacks, giving you my holiday photographs, forced you to buy t-shirts, to pay the $99 to subscribe. Think about the trade competition, the trade ideas, where we're trying to go with that. I want to have that one-on-one call with you guys. I'll think of some other prize as well to throw into that to get you guys to do that. It's only for Plus members as well. Sorry about the site crashing earlier. There's a lot of people to log on to these sessions. It's kind of overwhelming to the site. Love you all. Thank you for being part of our 10-year journey. Remember the birthday party on the 27th. Remember there's a bigger party to come somewhere in the world soon. There's a bunch of member meetups for Real Vision members, some stuff going on in London and all around the world. So just keep peeled, keep on the platform, keep involved, keep lucky. Love you all.